Alright, now we're reading chapter 314 of Kaiji. They've just decided to charge in. The surveillance plan is over. They all seem to be bracing themselves for a long, long sit and wait, and so was I, and so I thought was every indication of the arc. But now things have very rapidly changed. The grabbing in the trunk. Bruh, what is in there? Oh, it is, of course, the lock-picking kit, some pliers to snap the chains of the door, tools to pick the lock on the door, pliers strong enough to sever the chain lock. So now a mounted attack. Note the one over there watching the veranda. Kaiji realizes we're coming to break in the apartment, he could run up to the veranda, climb down the water pipe, try to make his escape. That way, instead of that happens, you two meet him at the bottom and restrain him together. Then one of you goes stand at that corner there. It doesn't matter which of you does it. Entrance of building 31 is in full view. The veranda's across the street in building 34. Seemed quite suspicious if anyone saw the moment we rushed in the entranceway, wouldn't it? Which is why stand right there waiting for the perfect moment when there's nobody out on their veranda. Ah, smart, smart. I mean, at this point, it kind of feels like they're just going Operation F the police. I think, or maybe that's really the genius of this attack, is that Endo considers it quite safe. Insofar as they get there, they break in, Kaiji's not there, they just leave, they act as if nothing has happened, maybe they even replace the chain on the lock or something like that, and then they can keep up the normal level of surveillance. But then, if Kaiji is there, GG. But you know, in that first scenario, is what I'm saying, is that they need to still be able to leave as if nothing had happened. Getting in is the hard part. As long as we make it past the entrance, all we have to do is make like Kaiji. Crouch along the ground as we go past the apertures between the floors. Nobody will be able to see us from the outside. Let's get in the car and wait for our chance. Okay. Nice action shot. Everyone slamming shut their doors. I mean, if you're watching these videos, you must enjoy or tolerate me praising and rambling about how much I love Fukumoto. But something about this, all right, I've explained the plot. Everyone's doing their thing. Now let's get in the car. And then the next shot is them getting in the car and closing the doors. Oh, can you imagine a Hollywood action movie where they did that? It would be like a joke. I can't actually perfectly imagine it, but it would be like an anticlimax joke where the lead guy is like, all right then, let's hit it. And then and then they get in the car and they're just sitting there. It's like, maybe we can go now? It's like, no, we'll just wait for the guy. There could be some people over in that part of the building. Okay. Right? It would be a total joke. And yet Fukumoto does this so sincerely because he cares about just having a plot that makes sense. And this is what they have to do. They have to go and sit and wait in the car. Look at this! Ah! We have enough towels for everyone who uses mouth gags, right? Listen, the most critical part of retrieving Kaiji is silence. Oh, look at these shots. This guy holding the bag. Oh, it's so great. Capturing Kaiji in and of itself, with all four of us together, making it as quick as we can, won't be that hard of a job to do. Sure, we can do it easily. The capture itself isn't the problem. It's a different danger. The yelling, right? That if they make a big ruckus, and everyone in the building becomes suddenly aware that someone's being kidnapped because they're shouting, I'm being kidnapped, I'm being kidnapped. It's going to make it a little awkward for them. The people around noticing the commotion, Kaiji himself getting the jump on us and making a report. Ah, yes, so even Kaiji can't be tipped off that they're coming in. Because the point where they're busting down the door, he has nothing to lose by calling the police and being like, I don't know what the heck's going on, but some crazy effers are coming to get me. Like, that can't hurt. You're gonna get, like, tortured to death if you don't do this. So, you know, police comes, that'll cause us issues. So do not let that happen. As soon as we make it in, we need to gag him right away. Shut him up quickly in complete silence so he can avoid being noticed by the people nearby. So how can we get him gagged in silence in a single moment? How can we get it over and done with without letting him say a single word? Key to that is, once again, silence. We're going to sneak up on him, I would think. It's kind of cool to see Endo's expertise in such an unpleasant situation. This is obviously not the first time he's kidnapped someone from a crowded area. This is obviously something he's given a lot of practical thought and consideration to. How do I make it just one quick movement? Horrifying, but practical. This is his life. This is how he must operate. So, silence, yeah. Rush in a little bit, move up the stairs, pick the lock, break in. All of that needs to be done in silence. To do it all without letting Kaiji realize what we're doing. Here's Kaiji hanging out in the kotetsu. He's got like a bowl of persimmons, perhaps, and some green tea. The coziness. Just unreal. The moment Kaiji notices should be the moment all four of us are in front of him. Then in 3 second space, we gag him, restrain him, seize him. Gagging someone properly is to hold their nose shut at the same time as you cover their mouth. Give them a second to yell, you'll stop it from coming out all the way. Ah. Each of their cell phone numbers, right? Call the man standing outside, blah, 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 right now on your cell phone. Once we get in the building, we're in the middle of the picking the lock and all that. Tell them that if someone who lives in the building or a visitor happens to be walking towards the entryway to let us know. All right, that makes sense. That's a good one to consider. Because, yeah, you don't really want to be halfway through picking the lock. If you're trying to do it silently, especially, I think it probably takes a while. Very, very soft, gentle movements and such. So, yeah, you don't want someone to... But, I mean, what are they going to do? He's just going to call them and tell them. I guess they'll just be like... There's 4 adult men standing here in the hallway in the middle of the day. Couldn't tell you why. Better move on. Okay. All right. Someone hang up that phone until their job is done. Keep the call going the whole time. Keep your ear pressed against it, listening for that emergency notice from below. If it happens, let us know immediately. Okay. Understands. That's what we're doing, though. I do have one small question. While we're picking the lock, be able to move 1 step faster than any visitors or residents that come from below us. So the phone call from our lookout. What if they come from above? A bit sudden, we'll be able to tell from the sound. Where the problem comes from, stop the lock picking right away and temporarily retreat. Nobody's going to come down from above us. The older people live downstairs. Ah. Oh, okay. 4th and 5th floors are out of bullets. All of the people have left. Right. The catalog. Catalog really coming in handy. It's cool. I like that. I like that these things that Endo deliberately did that at the time seemed to offer small incremental benefit have now paid off in many different layers of his plotting. This is all very, very cool. I really like seeing Endo's perspective. I really like seeing how his head works. I like seeing the villain side as like a change of pace. This is all really, really cool. But I gotta tell my boy Endo here, don't you know the first rule of fiction? And this is one that we've talked about on the channel quite a bit. And I almost wonder if I should stop bringing it up because it is such a way to kind of defeat the suspense of a plot line. But you always got to remember this. If you explain the plot, it won't come true. If it cuts away from the explanation of the plot, then probably it will come true. So here, Endo, the more you're saying, the more flags you're raising that the plan will fail. But how will it fail? This is the big question to me. Is it Kaiji's counterplotting? Is some very bad luck going to happen? Here's what I think they should have done. Here's what I think Kaiji should have done. Send out your mom, but make her look sick. Give her like a cold mask and stuff. You know. And then have her come back early with a bunch of like cold remedy stuff. Clearly, she's too sick to work. Even in Japan, she's too sick to work. She comes back, and then she doesn't have to leave for a while. She can remain as a barricade for Kaiji. This is what I think Kaiji's plan should have been. But we didn't see Kaiji's plan, so it sounds like it's going to work. Anyways, okay, so resident list you guys made, only 4 people who looked 40 years old or younger. So that comparatively younger layer of people, even the 4th and 5th floors, all just left for work. That's what I mean when they say they're out of bullets. The housewife of the 2 ladies, the left-hand side might come out as well. It's an uncertain variable. It's impossible to completely remove from the equation. That part we can't do anything but pray about. Pray about. All right. I like that too. This is the sort of acknowledgement of uncertainty that separates just people who are smart from people who are smart and capable, I would say. That you account for these sort of things, that you acknowledge that there are unmitigatable risks that you're taking, but that you have to do it anyways. That's what it is to do something for real. Yeah. It's true, a real abduction is going to be full of irregularities and potential hangups, but this time, we'll be fine. Luck has always been on our side from the very beginning. I happened upon this scene last night on a whim. It really seemed like I was being guided here by someone or something. And just as I anticipated, Kaiji chose to hole up in his home. It clearly shows things are going our way. So, talking from my experience, all that's left is to stealthily and silently do what we need to do and carry out our job. Proper, respectable, safe, and secure abduction to capture our 2.4 billion yen pilferer. All right. A careful, serious abduction. It does seem like they've accounted for everything I can think of. All that remains is Kaiji's counter-planning. And Endo, I know, has tangled with Kaiji enough in the past that he's not underestimating him in this regard. I would think. I would hope. So, I think this is going to be suddenly a many layers deep situation where we see what Kaiji has done, what Home Alone antics he's set up, and then we see Endo still able to overcome some of those as well. The things he deliberately didn't tell his subordinates because he knew that they wouldn't work if he told them. Yeah, this is going to get quite interesting. All right. So in the next chapter, chapter 315, we're going to plunge in. We're almost caught up. I think we're going to catch up on a fantastic climactic moment. I'm really excited. So yeah, see you tomorrow.